touching the stars, touching the stars.
Happy New Year! It's 2020! So let's kick it off with some home renovations. As you can see, our sorority house is still decorated for Halloween. What can I say? The holidays are crazy. So let's go ahead and remove the decorations. Spider webs. And pack them away until next year. Let's remove our bare branches and replace them with some thin little green plants that look like they're just starting to bloom. Wait a minute. Those aren't fitting. I just have to attach them to a wider little node piece. I don't know if they're called nodes, but that's what I'm calling them. And you can always find them on artificial plants. They are usually on the stem part and they help it to like branch off into separate little sections. So you have lots of little branches and it makes it nice and full. And since they were on the stem, we can slide it onto our tree. Yay! Now it looks like our tree is waking up after a long winter's nap. Now that the outside of the house is pretty neutral, let's move inside. Let's first make sure no one's home. Yeah, no one's there. All right, just turn the house around. Now we can see inside. This is actually a very small space. It's less than 12 inches deep and about 25 inches wide. We gave this house a second floor, but now I'm thinking I just want to use it as one large room. Like it's the first thing you see when you walk in the house, and all the other rooms can be made separate and we can just put them next to it when we need to. But right now we're gonna focus on just making one large room, which means I have to take out this second floor. I'm using my X-Acto knife. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I'm going to very carefully score around it to break some of the glue, and hopefully we can get this out without tearing the walls too much. Oh, that's not a good sound. Home renovations are so scary, especially when your house is made of foam board. Okay, we got it. I'm removing this wall too, and this foam from around the top. Yeah, that left a little bit of a mark. That kind of messed up the walls a little, so we're gonna have to cover them with wallpaper now. I like gray tones in my doll room, so I printed off our brick wall from our ski lodge and a soft, textured gray color. It's got a very light texture. You can barely see it. I cut the trim off from around the edges, and I'm gonna cover this entire wall with the stone. Using a glue stick, apply a generous amount of glue to the back of the paper, then start in the corner and glue it to the wall. That rich texture is going to hide all of the imperfections. I like it! That gave us a really tall stone wall. Now let's use a light gray paper to cover up the walls. We have to work around the windows. I put the paper up against the wall, then use my finger to rub on the edge. This makes a little indentation. I leave a little space and cut on the outside of the indentation, then glue it down. Adding that wallpaper totally cleaned up this space. Now we need to work on the floor. But because of the door, we can't do a popsicle stick floor. We need to keep it flat, which means paper. I'm trying out different scrapbook papers to see which one I like. I really like the light wood because I like my rooms real light and airy. But part of me likes the dark wood because it really defines the floor. This is what the light wood would look like. It's very muted, nice and bright. And here's the darker floor. It's very dramatic. I think I'm gonna go with the darker floor. But I really want to stick with my whole monochromatic theme, so I guess I'm gonna have to make a new printable. I took a picture of my floor upstairs and printed it in gray. I trimmed off the outer edge, and now I'm going to glue it in place. Take a scrap of foam board, cut it into thin strips, glue them onto the walls for baseboards, around the door. For trim, I no longer want 4 windows, but they are built into the structure of the house and you can see them on the outside, so I'm kind of stuck with them. But maybe we can get a little creative and make it look like 1 window when we're on the inside. So I'm using the foam board to make a frame around both windows. I went down the sides, then the top and bottom. Repeat for the other one. Take white paper, measure the inside of the window, cut the paper to the measurements, then fold the paper back and forth to make pleats. Flip it over and use glue on the back to glue the pleats in place. Add another piece of folded paper if needed. Glue the paper to the top of the highest window to make Roman blinds. And now they look like 2 large windows. I want to add a fireplace here, but I don't want to take up any of the floor space. So I printed out our fireplace printable from last year, cut out just the part I want, glue it right onto the wall, frame it with silver foil scrapbook paper for an easy fireplace. Cut leftover foam board into 1 by 12 inch strips. Glue them onto the side wall. I started 3 inches from the floor, then glued one every 2 inches to make floating shelves. Since the walls are made of foam board, this really helps to add some strength. Let's add some small 3-inch shelves on the other side. That's going to give us more storage and more places to display our miniatures. The last thing I want to add is a light. I'm using LED lights. I place the battery pack under the floor, then glue the lights going up the side of the wall. I'm going across the top and into the room. I have a little light on the ceiling and I want to cover that one up. I found a button with an insert. I'm just going to pop that right out, and there I have a hole. Run the lights through the button, glue the button to the ceiling. That didn't really cover it, so I'm just going to leave it. Moving on. Wind the rest of the lights up tightly to make a little cluster. Cut white paper into thin strips. Glue the ends together to make a circle. Glue it onto the string of lights. Add another strip of paper and another, then a few more to try and round it out to make a paper light fixture like one you might find at IKEA. Completing our room renovation. This gives us a great canvas that we can decorate and use for our dioramas. I kept the colors very neutral so we can decorate this space however we want, for changes in the season or for holidays. Be sure to check back with us when we decorate this space in another video. Thank you for joining us while we renovated the inside of our sorority house. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and The Frog Vlog. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year!